Very often.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu Rasulillah. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I know it's Ramadan and people are like, oh, why are you posting stuff in Ramadan? Well, the reason is because the war against the feminism and matriarchy does not end in Ramadan. So, sorry to disappoint people, even though we're posting, alhamdulillah, things that are beneficial for Ramadan. This is extremely beneficial and the war keeps going on because feminists don't take a break. Well, a lot of the feminists are not from the jinn, but they are from the human satans. Min al-jinnah ti wan-nas. So the wan-nas are still alive and kicking in Ramadan, so we have to kick back hard. Now, this is Matt Walsh. Yes, Jewish supporter, Israel, this, that. That's not what I'm talking about here. This is not what I'm concerned, because a lot of people dismiss an argument because like, oh, brother, you don't know who this person is. I know who this person is. That's not who I'm supporting. Right? I'm just reacting to a very important point that he makes. And even though he is a shaitan, remember the hadith of Abu Hurairah, that even shaitan made a good point, and the Prophet ﷺ said, Sadaqa wa huwa kadhub, wa huwa kadhab, or kama qal. He has said the truth even though he is a liar. And that was about Ayatul Kursi, the very famous hadith when Abu Hurairah was put in charge of Baytul Mal and Shaitan would come to try to take from it and he would catch him. So, just because it's Matt Walsh doesn't mean he holds no value in terms of what is regarding our discussion here, and that is the issue of feminism, and specifically women here. He's made a very interesting documentary called What is a Woman? I encourage people to look at it. There's a lot of value to it. But anyway, let us hear what he has to say, because it's a very important point.
In the case. I'm far from the first person to point this out. But when feminists tell us that women are critiqued and condemned and judged, it doesn't take much digging to find out that it's almost always other women doing the critiquing, condemning, and judging. This goes for everything. I mean, everything from so-called beauty standards, which are mostly set by women and imposed on themselves for the sake of impressing other women. Because for men, men do have beauty standards, but for men, the beauty standards are pretty simple. Don't be obese. Okay, that's the only beauty standard that men have for women. Don't be obese. That's it. That's it. But all the rest of it, layering on the makeup and all the other stuff and spending a bunch of money on clothes and all, like, that's for other women. That's not, men aren't asking you to do that. So that's what we find. And then that's not to say that men are never mean to women. Of course, very often.
And that is the truth. Now, a lot of people send me videos to look at, react, and so on. And sometimes, of course, it will be different sisters, da'iyas, sisters putting things, and brothers like, brother, what's wrong with these women? Why are they doing this? Please do something. And when you look, I love to look sometimes at the comments. I don't like to look at my comments and what people post on comments on my videos, because a lot of times are not very constructive. For those who want to give me some constructive criticism, they can join my Patreon or they can join other support, and then I will look at some of the things that they say. But for other people, yeah, keep it in the comment section, no doubt. But bottom line is, I don't really look into so much of that. But I do look at other people's videos and comments because it's important to see, especially when you see sisters posting videos of themselves being mutabarrijat, showing off and all that. Oh, brother, you're looking at these videos. It's not that I'm looking to see them. I'm looking to understand what they're trying to say, preach, and see the comments and know how to explain it to people. So, in many of these comments, it is women actually, and he's right, Matt is right. It is women who, for example, will say stuff like, oh my God, you're so hot. Oh my God, marry me. Oh my God, I sent you flowers. Hearts, 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 heart eyes, fire, this, that. Will you marry me? All kinds of sexualized content and comments, really, people would say. They just dismiss. Women just dismiss it as jokes. But they're not jokes. Actually, that's what motivates other women to continue to show off, to deck themselves out, to do tabarruj, which means to show off their bodies. And it's not necessarily because men like it. It's actually because it's for other women. And as the Sheikh was saying, and I will post this inshallah, the video. He is one of my favorite brothers, Sheikhs, who is, mashallah, always giving some amazing lectures. But he says that it's so unfair that women will decorate themselves and look the best when they go to a female party. So they do it for women, but for her husband, she looks like a bum, literally. Okay, and you'll find this amongst women. When they're about to be amongst other women, they go crazy in terms of how they want to impress each other and the competition and the decoration. And when it is with their husbands, they look like, even the maid looks better. So I know a lot of people take offense to this, but this is the truth and reality. And Matt brings a very, very good point. It's not about the eye of the man and what men, yeah, of course, the man matters, and men have, in many cases, driven what attractiveness means in a woman and standards and so on. But in today's world of LGBTQ, of the modern day liberalist Islam, Walt Disney Islam, liberalist feminist paradigm, you find that women are actually sexualizing each other. They are really, really pushing each other to continue to do this trend. And not to mention that a lot of it is actual. I know people dismiss it as jokes, but I can tell you, and I can substantiate my claims, and people sometimes say that I make things up. Just because I don't sometimes cite the actual articles does not mean that there isn't any evidence. I will not claim something without evidence. It's just that I feel like a lot of these articles might bring a lot of fitna on people and confusion. But I'm telling you, the evidence is there. And of course, I am accountable for what I say in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but I can always substantiate the evidence. In today's LGBTQ modern day, I can tell you that women don't just say out of joke, oh, you're so hot, oh, marry me, send me your phone number, oh my God, wifey, this, that, a babe, blah, blah, blah. No. It is actual, has a lot of meaning behind it, more than just a joke. And you guys know what I'm talking about. And I'm the only one who speaks on this matter. And a lot of people want to just kind of bury it. And that's because women have, in general, were able to hide under the radar with this kind of behavior because it's not as bad as men. It's not as stigmatized in society as men. And over the centuries, women were able to just do it without being caught and without being highlighted. However, it's always been there, and it is even so much more now with feminism there than it was before. So, yes, this is something that is very alarming to a lot of people, but it is something very, very, very clear. And as a counselor, I can tell you how many cases I deal with. So it's not men's fault that women dress up the way they do and they lower themselves when it comes to their haya and their chastity and their protecting their values, but it is actually from each other, of competing with each other, sexualizing each other, over-sexualizing each other, and encouraging each other towards evil. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect. The solution is for the sisters to stop doing that and to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to understand why this tabarruj is wrong and why the Prophet ﷺ said in the authentic hadith that I've not seen two people yet who will enter hellfire. The people who beat people with the whips, and the other one is the women that are dressed but undressed. The whole skinny, tight thing, skin. I mean, this Lulu, whatever, lemon they have. A lot of the sisters love to be on that. They think that if they cover their hair and show their busts, that everything is okay because I'm covered. No, you're not. You're basically wearing an extra layer of skin. It's just skin. And you fall under the hadith of kasiyatun ariyat, ma'ilatun mumilat. La yadkhulna al-jannah. They will not enter Jannah. Wa la yajidna rihaha. And they will not even smell its fragrance, even though it can be smelled from far. So my advice to the sisters is just stay away. Just be careful. May Allah protect you. Stay away, dress properly, have haya, have shame. And don't post these things, and fear Allah. And if you want to bring benefit to the ummah, then teach women proper Quran and Sunnah.